The last time the world hated Meta this much was 2022. And the people who ignored the headlines and bought the stock, they made 9 times in 3 years. Right now, in 2026, there's a brand new reason to hate Meta. A lawsuit, a jury verdict, social addiction all over the press. The stock is pulling back. I've looked at the actual numbers, and I think this might be the second chance most people are about to miss. Let me show you why. My name is Nate, and I think way too much about why some stocks make people rich, while others destroy their wealth, even when the company is doing everything right. If this video changes how you think about investing, hit subscribe. First, let's talk about the headline everyone is freaking out about. In March 2026, a California jury ruled against Meta. The verdict? Meta knowingly designed Instagram to be addictive to children. They knew it was causing harm, and they didn't stop it. Now, here's where most people stop reading and start panic selling. The damage to Meta was $4.2 million, or only less than 0.01% of its net income in 2025. So, are these investors just unreasonably panicking? The answer is no. The real concern isn't this verdict. It's what's sitting behind it. Over 2,300 similar cases are waiting in line, and the first major federal trial is scheduled for June 2026. That's the actual risk, and it's worth taking seriously. Here's the thing, though. The media keeps calling this Meta's big tobacco moment, as if the lawsuits alone will bring the company down. But think about it this way. Tobacco companies faced decades of lawsuits, billions in settlements, non-stop terrible headlines, and their stocks kept compounding. Because lawsuits and business performance are two completely different stories. The question was never whether Meta has legal problems. It clearly does. The question is whether those legal problems can actually break the business. And to answer that, we need to stop reading the news and start looking at what Meta actually is. So let's start with the most basic question. What does Meta actually do? One thing. It sells advertising. 98% of Meta's revenue comes from selling ads across 4 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. That's it. Simple business, easy to understand. But here's what makes it extraordinary. How many people use these apps every single day? 3.5 billion. Not monthly, not occasionally. Every single day. That's nearly half the planet. Opening a Meta app before they even get out of bed. And here's the thing about a network this size. It doesn't just grow, it self-reinforces. Every person who joins makes the platform more valuable for everyone already on it. Your friends are there, your family is there, your customers are there. Leaving means cutting yourself off from all of them simultaneously. That's not just habit. That's a trap. A very comfortable trap that 3.5 billion people have willingly walked into. Now think about this from an advertiser's perspective. Where else can you reach 3.5 billion people? With pinpoint targeting precision? Nowhere. So advertisers don't just choose Meta. They need Meta. And Meta's revenue reflects exactly that. In 2022, the year everyone said Meta was dying, revenue was $116 billion. By 2025, $201 billion. The stock was in freefall. The business was quietly compounding the entire time. But a great business alone isn't enough, because even the best business in the world can be destroyed by the wrong people running it. So let's talk about who's actually in charge. In 2022, Mark Zuckerberg was a punchline. The metaverse mockery was everywhere. Saturday Night Live was doing skits. Tech journalists were writing obituaries for his career. And Wall Street was screaming at him to cut costs. Here's what actually happened. When the business needed it most, Zuckerberg did something most CEOs are too afraid to do. He admitted the company had gotten fat. He cut 21,000 jobs. That's 25% of the entire workforce. Gone. He flattened management layers, killed low-priority projects, refocused everything on what actually made money. He called it the year of efficiency. The result? Operating margins exploded back to 40%, and the stock went up 194% the following year. Now, here's what makes this really interesting. Zuckerberg owns about 13.6% of Meta's equity, but he controls 61% of the voting power. That means no activist investor, no angry board member, no short-term quarterly panic can force his hand. He can ignore Wall Street completely. And when the business needed him to, he did exactly that. But there's more. You know what Zuckerberg's salary is? $1 a year. No bonus. Zero new equity grants. His entire net worth is tied to the Meta stock he already owns. He only gets richer if you get richer. That's not a CEO who's collecting a paycheck while playing it safe. That's an owner. Look, great management doesn't guarantee a great investment, but bad management can destroy even the greatest business. So we have a dominant business. We have the right people running it. Now there's only one question left. Is the price we're paying worth it as a second chance? This is where most people get confused. And honestly, it's where most investors make their biggest mistakes. Because when they look at Meta's reported numbers today, they price it accordingly. Decent. But nothing extraordinary. But here's what they're missing. Let me put it this way. Imagine two houses sitting right next to each other. Same neighborhood, same size, same quality. Both beautiful. The first house has a messy front yard. Overgrown grass everywhere. But the house itself, perfect. The agent listed at $6 million. The second house? Identical, yeah, but the front yard is clean and empty. Listed at $8 million. Now, you're buying a house to live in comfortably for the long term with your family. Would you pay an extra $2 million for the second house? Of course not. Because you know that one day, you can simply buy the $6 million house, mow the lawn, and instantly have something worth $8 million. And if you're a great gardener, it could be worth even more than that someday. This is exactly what's happening with Meta. The house itself is Meta's core advertising business, generating $80 billion a year at a 54% operating margin. The messy front yard is called Reality Labs, the AR/VR metaverse bet. Right now, it's burning through roughly $20 billion a year, dragging the reported operating margin down to around 41%. That's the number the market is pricing Meta on. But when you're investing for the long term, you don't price a business on its messy front yard. You price it on what it actually is. Will you price Meta at the reported 41% margin, including Reality Labs? Or will you look through to the real earning power, the 54% margin of the core advertising business? The choice is yours. But as a long-term investor, I choose the latter, because I believe a true owner like Zuckerberg will mow that lawn one day. And if the gardening works out, even better. Now, using that 54% economic reality as our baseline, and being conservative at 50%, the math produces a PE of around 13 times in 2026, not the 26 times the reported earnings suggest. And it drops to just 9 times by 2029, well below our threshold of 20 times where valuation still makes sense. Let that sink in. The S&P 500 average PE right now is around 22 times. You are buying one of the most dominant businesses ever built, with 3.5 billion daily users, a self-reinforcing network nobody can replicate, and a founder who takes $1 a year in salary, at less than half the market average. The market is pricing Meta on what it reports. We're pricing it on what it actually is. And that gap, right there, is where the opportunity lives. So, let's come back to where we started. If you missed Meta in 2022, is this really your second chance? Here's my honest answer. The lawsuit headlines are loud, the fear is real, but fear and facts are two very different things. And the facts say this. Meta is not a broken company waiting to be rescued. It's a dominant business being mispriced by a market that's confusing a bad headline with a bad business. That gap between perception and reality, that's exactly where long-term investors make their money. In 2022, the crowd ran from Meta. The ones who stayed and did the math, they made 9 times profit in just 3 years. Today, the crowd is running again. Same company, same founder, but an even stronger network that half the world can't live without. Different headline, same opportunity. The question was never whether this is your second chance. The question is whether you'll take it. Let me know in the comments which great businesses you're looking at now. I will help you go through it. Buy now or not.